I'd like to welcome everyone here. We're going to be presenting the William Saunders Award for Rural America. The reason we chose William Saunders as the person who this award emulates is because William Saunders came to America as an immigrant with an education in horticulture and a new bride. And he spent the rest of his life trying to improve agriculture, horticulture, and rural America. He was someone very special if you look through your history. First of all, he was a very giving man. He gave of himself to this country on a number of occasions. The one that is most prominent is the fact that he designed the Gettysburg National Cemetery and basically said to everybody, just say thank you and I'm happy. And the other thing he did was he helped found the National Grange. And the way he did that was using his contacts that he had all through America to bring people together, to communicate about agriculture, how to improve the land, how to improve the plants and the crops that we were raising. And he used that network to reach out to people and explain to them, we're going to send Oliver Hudson Kelley out to your area. Take some time and talk to him. He initiated volumes of correspondence with people about starting the Grange. And so the thing is, his life is one long story of not only giving back to each other, but he also totally and completely advocated agriculture. He encouraged the science, the improvement of crops. He introduced several crops, all of his own. The American navel orange is an exact representation of what he gave back to America. He was also an innovator and an educator, especially in the field of horticulture. And what I want to say about Ram is their 2 minutes of Super Bowl commercial, the world's premier spot for presenting a commercial to the American public and gets worldwide attention. And Ram chose to promote rural America, agriculture, and farmers in those long 2 minutes. And to us, that is one of the things that they did. They took their money, their time, and they promoted the education of Americans to what rural America is all about, what agriculture is, what farmers do on a daily basis. And we cannot say thank you enough to Ram for that effort. And because of the heritage of William Saunders and what they have done, they make an ideal first recipient for this award.
And on the 8th day, God looked down on his planned paradise and said, I need a caretaker. So God made a farmer. God said, I need somebody willing to get up before dawn, milk cows, work all day in the fields, milk cows again, eat supper, then go to town and stay past midnight at a meeting of the school board. So God made a farmer. God said, I need somebody willing to sit up all night with a newborn colt and watch it die, then dry his eyes and say, maybe next year. I need somebody who can shape an axe handle from a persimmon sprout, shoe a horse with a hunk of car tire, who can make harness out of hay, wire, feed sacks, and shoe scraps, who planting time and harvest season will finish his 40-hour week by Tuesday noon, and then painin' from tractor back put in another 72 hours. So God made a farmer. God said, I need somebody strong enough to clear trees and heave bales, yet gentle enough to yean lambs and wean pigs and tend the pink-combed pullets, who will stop his mower for an hour to splint the broken leg of a meadowlark. So God made a farmer. It had to be somebody who'd plow deep and straight and not cut corners, somebody to seed, weed, feed, breed, and rake and disc and plow and plant and tie the fleece and strain the milk, somebody who'd bale a family together with the soft, strong bonds of sharing, who would laugh and then sigh and then reply with smiling eyes when his son says that he wants to spend his life doing what Dad does. So God made a farmer.
How great was that? I don't know about you guys, I was crying halfway through it the second I saw it, which is probably the first time I've ever cried at a football game. Despite being from Texas, we take our football very seriously. But no, the second I saw this, I initially thought it was a Farm Bureau commercial, or at least something that was, you know, agriculture oriented. And then when Ram popped up, I couldn't believe it. I thought that was one of the best commercials I'd ever seen, period. Certainly, I thought the best Super Bowl commercial of the night. There were quite a few good ones, but I was very adamant that we find a way to award Ram for recognizing not just rural Americans, but the vital purpose that they serve to every human being, everyone who eats. Our way of life is certainly not glamorous, but it is noble and it is absolutely necessary. But I think if you were to ask the average person where their food comes from, there's a very good chance they're going to say the grocery store, which is not a wrong answer by any means, but certainly not a complete one. And I just think that your average urbanite doesn't think about these things because it's not right in front of them, and most of them have never been exposed to a farm or a ranch or anything of that sort. So the fact that Ram went out of their way to highlight this and to bring to light these facts to not the American public, but the Super Bowl. I mean, if this had aired on a Thursday afternoon soap opera, it would have been touching. But the fact that it aired during the most watched televised event of the year it made it touching and powerful. So we at the Grange wanted to award Ram for this outstanding effort. And without further ado, I would like to introduce Carlos Jimenez, the director of Chrysler's Mid-Atlantic Business Center. He's been with Chrysler for 18 years, and he's going to come and say a few words about Chrysler and what they're doing.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me here today representing the Ram brand. I can tell you there is an entire flora back in Auburn Hills right now thrilled with the basically the acknowledgement that you're giving us on this particular spot. We're honored to receive the William Saunders Award. As an urbanite, born and raised in this country, mostly in New York City and New Jersey, I can tell you I did a little research this weekend, and Mr. Saunders, who, as I've mentioned here, with the Naval Orange in California, I can tell you that I worked 9 years out in California and visited the Mission Inn on many occasions where the tree is there planted and symbolic, so I didn't know I was that tied into it, but a great place to be. Anyway, not only are we proud to receive this, but we're proud to be the first recipient of this particular award. So I will tell you, as much as I had to pick the best suit out of my closet for this today, I will tell you that the images that I will show you on this TV is probably where your eyes should be focused. So let's see if I can get this right here on the next slide, bud. Oh, there you go. So it was more than a Super Bowl commercial for us. When we set out to make the farmer campaign, what we really wanted to bring out was the sacrifice and efforts of the farmer community, really to what the congressman just talked about, the urbanites that maybe don't feel what's going on in this particular community. And we were honored that this touched so many people. Space bar, you said? All right. So once again, the farmer spot was us getting all of America, and once again with Super Bowl reaching boundaries outside this particular country, was to understand what the farmer and the farm communities do on a daily basis and make sure that we heighten that appreciation. And what a better time for us to do it at Ram than during the Super Bowl. So our farmer video was inspired obviously by Paul Harvey. The tribute delivered by the legendary radio broadcaster that is used as a national anthem inside the farming community. And what we wanted to do, right, was the words, the imagery that we had to shoot had to match the words. So we went in hired 10 noted photographers that took 25 days shooting pictures across America. And I will tell you, one of the toughest decisions we had to do was not running the commercial. The toughest thing we had to do was narrow down over 4,000 photographs down to the 35 that actually made the Super Bowl spot. So to us, farmers are the embodiment of what the Ram brand stands for. The Ram brand character is inherently humble, but confident. And we know that's something that we share with the farming community. So to us, this is the important part. There's no other brand in the United States or outside of the United States that connects with the farming community the way that we do. No other truck brand, Ram, has gone as far as we have in honoring this slice of Americana. And certainly no truck brand is as committed to speaking up for the agriculture and farming community. I love this picture. You talk about humble but confident. Our business center last year, we had to dig ourselves out of the bottom when it comes to sales, and we actually ordered this picture, and it's hanging up in our business center as this picture says a million things to me. So our goal obviously was to reach as many people as we possibly could. And our goal was to be able to provide the future farmers of America $1 million by YouTube views. And within a week, we had over 10 million YouTube views and reached our goal of being able to provide $1 million. And that helped support the Feeding of the World campaign starting here at home. Future Farmers of America, as you know, has over 560,000, and our arrangement with them, our connection with them, goes way beyond this particular Super Bowl spot. We ignited a passion in the farming community and sharply elevated the imagery of what the urbanites think happens inside the agricultural and farming communities. But the video was just really an enhancement of the connection that we already have with the National FFA organization that will extend way beyond 2013. In fact, we're set up to be FFA's biggest sponsor this year through our successful scholarship program through our 2,300 Ram dealers across the country. But it doesn't stop there. Together with FFA and agricultural manufacturer Case IH and other brand partners, we're putting together grassroots initiatives to help curb starvation in rural and agricultural communities. And come the holidays, I told you we had over 4,000 pictures that we had to narrow them down to 35. We're going to come out with a 200-page coffee table book that uses the images not only from the Super Bowl, but the ones that necessarily didn't make the cut. And we plan on contributing a portion of book proceeds to another very important FFA program to be announced at a later date. So yes, we designated 2013 as Year of the Farmer, but it doesn't stop there for us. I can tell you that the commitment from the Ram brand and this organization will last for many years to come. Thank you very much on behalf of Ram and Chrysler Corporation. Emblem of our organization. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Very honored. Thank you, everyone.